usually get kind of freaked out in caves. This is intriguing. I'm like, how much further can I go without freaking myself out? Whoa. That's a bit crazy. After leaving Norfolk, I continued my journey north and went to Lincoln to meet up with a friend who's just bought her first wee camper. It's a cool conversion, and hopefully next time I see her she'll have things just how she likes it and will let me film it and share it with you all. We headed up to the Peak District for an adventure and her first night not staying on a campsite. And it was a cold one. So this is after I've let the sun do some work to slightly defrost the inside of my windscreen. I'm just scraping it, and it was quite frozen last night. Maria is a fellow tree hugger and nature lover, so we had a great time exploring together. So this is me attempting to film in a cave, which is a little bit difficult. We found a really cool cave yesterday with a friend and we didn't get that far in without kind of getting a little bit scared. We were coming in separately and leaving our rucksack outside. So we've come back without our rucksacks and gone for an explore. I'm not sure I'll have captured much footage because it's quite hard to film. It's also got really damp in here because it was so cold overnight. So everything just keeps steaming up. I have to dry my camera out after this. But it's super cool and I haven't completely freaked out, which is good. Usually caves make me freak out. Oh, that's against my back. It gets narrow up here. I can't get like enough light on it. What's that on the floor? Another log. Whoa. It's like, oh man. Can you see? Just like, whoa. Really? I see light. Totally crouched down in here. It's pretty small. I've only hit my head once so far. cave, this one. Little hidey hole. Oh, it's big enough to stand up in. Hi! Oh no!
It turns out the Peak District is full of caves, and we stumbled across a few more on our walks.
It's gonna be a whole video of caves.
Back on my own on the Monday morning, I made friends with a robin. I'm in this gorgeous spot, nature reserve in the Peak District, just on the edge of the Peak District, and it is absolutely beautiful. I haven't really found a river like this since I was last in Scotland, probably, where it's quite normal for me to spend lots of time by rivers and waterfalls and water stumbles, and I haven't really had that, and I've missed it, and boy is it stunning. I'll share it with you. Look at this slab, it's huge. It's so cool. I'm coming up. Kind of love coming up with solutions for things, and I took my big thick coat with me out on a walk because it was really cold at the car park. I was chilly, and I knew I'd be taking a load of photos of videos of a river, so I thought I'd get a bit cold. And it's a bit hot now because I'm on my way back up the hill, and I always have a few carabiners on the bag. This is a bit of string that I put in my rucksack for when I'm out collecting bits of wood for my stove, and I've just done carabiner on each side to the hooks on my bag. I'm going to see how this goes. It does make me happy if I find a good solution. Not sure if the string will survive though, so that's the real test. I think it's working. My rucksack, my coat is on my rucksack, and it's a really long coat, so when I'm just holding it in my arms, not only does it make my arms ache, but it's very hard not to end up dragging it on the ground, so I think this works better. If this is successful, then I may just put a better bit of cord in the bag. I don't know why I don't have any paracord in my rucksack. I will add some paracord to my rucksack, and this will be an ideal solution. I'm a bit tired, but I've just seen a path off in a different direction, and it's just always so tempting. like 3 o'clock in the morning and I've just had to do something I never had to do before, which is move in the middle of the night. When I checked yesterday morning, the forecast up here looked like it wasn't going to be as bad as where I was the night before, where I'd had kind of protection on one side and the other side was super exposed, and it was quite rocky with the wind. And yeah, where I was parked it seemed fine when I parked up. I had a bit of protection behind me. The wind seemed to be head on, so I wasn't doing any swaying, and it was just very windy. It was fine. Woke up at like 2 a.m. and was like, whoa, this is not good. It felt like too much. I've probably been in similar level wind before. It didn't feel nice, and it was quite exposed where I was, which is great for not having trees around that are going to fall on you, but not great for just like wind coming straight through. So I've just been driving around trying to find somewhere else to park that is sheltered but doesn't have huge trees that might come down. It's a little bit difficult sometimes to do that. So I found somewhere. It doesn't say you can't park overnight, but I know other people have had issues in this area. So I'm not entirely sure whether I'll get like somebody knocking in the morning. Also, it's quite close to like a main A road, so it's very quiet right now, but I've got a feeling that from like, I don't know, 6 or something, it's probably going to be busy. And right now I'm wide awake as well. So I'm not sure how much more sleep I'm going to be getting. I'm going to lie down and chill for a bit. I might just watch something on my phone to try and take my mind off the wind. It does feel less rocky where I am now than where I was before, which is good. I'm a lot lower down and there is a bit more protection around, but the big trees are like far enough away that they can't come down onto me, and hopefully not even small branches. A little bit of a pickle. Wind is probably my least favourite sleeping weather in the vehicle. The only good thing about the wind is you get like less condensation because you get better airflow with the front windows open a crack. So there's always a positive. Sometimes when you haven't slept much and you've just been craving pizza for a while, this is the way to go. Thank you, Sainsbury's. I find it strange when I visit England, I guess because I've just spent most of my time exploring in Scotland the past few years. And in Scotland we have the right to roam, which means we don't have all these signs saying you can't walk here, can't go there. I find it so limiting, but then I find land ownership a bit of a strange thing, especially when it's riverbanks and other wild spaces. I wish we could just teach kids about being responsible when out in nature so people can roam without doing excessive damage and whilst being respectful to the environments they're in. Wishful thinking, maybe? Well, that's a view I haven't woken up to before. That's kind of cool. This is Eggleston Abbey, and it was super cool parking up at night with a wee bit of light left in the sky so I could see the Abbey, but it was also all dark and kind of spooky. It's a lot less spooky in the morning, so I had a good explore before heading off for the day. I fully recommend it as a spot to stay the night, as it was lovely and quiet. Though it's not free, there's a £2 parking charge, which you can pay by text if you're not an English Heritage member. As a treat, I decided I could spend the £2 for a night just to wake up somewhere a bit different. The church here was built in the 13th century and was considered a small monastery. It doesn't look very small to me, but I guess my definition of small might be a little different to a lot of people. Before heading home to Scotland, I just had to stop by Barnard Castle to check my eyesight. Sorry to anyone watching not from the UK, this is probably an inside joke.